welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush. With me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and anything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, first time viewing, we could go into all sorts of crazy places. We could also talk some painting. We might learn something. We might not. There is a distinct possibility of that as well, as I am just sometimes at a loss. And so if you are watching for the first time, you can ask your questions over at the chat, whichever side it might be on. And of course, you can also send your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Send me an email. If you're sending pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send it as links off to other sites because it's just a pain. And oftentimes there's ads and stuff like that running on those things, and it just, it's just annoying. Just don't do it. Just send it as an attachment. Just a couple pictures. You don't need to send me your whole portfolio. Oh, if you want to send it there, that's fine as well. But, go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Do it. I know you want to do it. Do it anyway, right? And, of course, also in the link below, you'll find a link to wayofthebrush.com. Of course, you can just type it into your browser, wayofthebrush.com, and then join us there, as that is the central hub of all this silliness. That has the links to all the social medias, the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the Discords. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. It's been great. And, it's a great way to stay in touch with everybody. And it's been, really fun. And, people are talking all the time in there. It's not super busy, of course. It's, we're talking craziness. But the monkeys will often talk about anything and everything. And so there's many channels for the monkeys to play in. And usually conversations end up going across channels, and I don't know. I can't follow it half the time because it's kind of like these comment sections. It's just, I don't know what they're talking about, and they go off. But that's fine, because it just means we're all free to think and pursue whatever the heck we want, right? So wayofthebrush.com also has links for t-shirts. You want to help support the cause, also look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world, they're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, for everybody who's purchased a shirt, send pictures of yourselves in your Way of the Brush garb merch. And I'll post it in the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com, just because it's a lot of fun. Of course, as you see in the intro, I basically incorporated a bunch of the images of the monkeys. And so maybe next time I'm updating the intro, I'll throw more images of the monkeys in there. And maybe, the whole intro will just be pictures of you guys, which, I think would be really, really fun. So, there is always that. And of course, the big one on wayofthebrush.com is also a link to Patreon. For those of you considering Patreon support, I only ever charge for per episode of Way of the Brush, so I only ever do like 3 or 4 of these a month, so you kind of know what you'd be contributing to the cause. And so there. And of course, big thank you to all my patrons, because without their support, a lot of the upgrades that have been occurring with Way of the Brush just wouldn't happen without their support. And so it's always a huge thank you to my patrons, because they're fantastic and very generous, and it's been fantastic. And of course, it's been great. Also, another big thank you to Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and Blood Bowl, for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingles before every email segment we do. He made these lovely, lovely jingles, and just, they put a smile on their face every time I play them, and, they're just a lot of fun. And, that's what this is all about. It's all about having fun. That's what this show is all about. Of course, for anybody who's never watched this before, it's all about having fun. It's all about enjoying this hobby, and, so that's, it's all it is, man. It's all it is. It's just about having fun. So let's have a look over in the comments here. I can see Jim White. Hooray, it's Saturday. Kevin Cabal. Yay, monkey time. Steve McDemon. Good evening, all. G Squared. Hey, monkeys. Hey, Kris. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Hey, monkeys and Kris. Hyped for next week. next week, I'm going to pause here a moment. Next week, I will be in the United Kingdom, as fortune would have it. And so I'm planning a little, not a huge thing, but anybody who's in the area can get to Warhammer World. I think that's a logical kind of place to meet people. And, for me, it's a place that I've always wanted to check out. And I've never left the continent before. So, there is that. And, I've always wanted to go to this, I don't know what the word is, but I've been a big fan of Warhammer 40,000, big fan of Games Workshop's work and what they've produced over the years. As I'm sure a lot of you are, or got started into this hobby because of Games Workshop and all that, right? So to go to the central place of it all, the nexus, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be as giddy as a little schoolgirl, wandering around, checking everything out. I really wish, you could film some stuff, because I would really like to film, some stuff there. But I understand, because, if there's all this video stuff created there, then everybody's going to be videoing stuff, and then people are just coming to just video stuff, and then, of course, everybody who, watches the videos and sees, oh, there's this, there's that, you know what I mean? And, well, I don't need to go now because I already saw it on the internet, and you know what I mean? And so I can understand that kind of thinking. Possibly that's the why. Another reason is, in case somebody, I don't know, does something embarrassing at Games Workshop, and you know what I mean? And they don't want actual footage of, I don't know, actual footage of Duncan dropping F-bombs and, you know what I mean? Telling people to take a hike, and you know what I mean? I'm sure that's the kind of thing that I'm sure that never happens, but you know what I mean? The one time it happens, and you know what I mean? People go, oh, oh, that happens there, and you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I completely understand. So yeah, like me, I wouldn't care, but whatever. Enforcer 357, morning monkeys, morning. Raziel, what up, monkeys? What up, Raziel? Ramvi, hey, you monkeys. Hey, you, Kris. Sir Peanut Butter, howdy, Kris, and monkeys from the dentist. The monkeys from the dentist? Or howdy, Kris and monkeys from the dentist? Oh, that kind of hurt. Knitfink, hello, everyone. Hello. Catfish over on Twitch. I made it. Woo. Remember, shotgun beers. I know, I should make a clip of myself just every time that, you bring it up. Johnny, is it Johnny? Yes. No. Catfish. What's your YouTube handle? Anyway, shotgunning a beer. I should just do that. Just make a clip of it. And every time he says it, or, oh yeah, I should do it on Twitch as a little thing that, that pops. I don't know how to, what that is about, but every time somebody, throws gemstones at somebody or something like that, I don't know. That whole Twitch thing, I'm still new at Twitch. Even though, technically, Way of the Brush started on Justin TV, which became Twitch. Originally, Way of the Brush was on Twitch, initially when we were doing it. And then, ported over to YouTube. It's just kind of crazy. Anyway, yeah, shotgunning beers. Should do that. Every time, somebody donates, I guess, on Twitch, and then also I'll just come up and it'll be a shot of me just, shotgunning beer. I'll film a couple so we'll get a variation, or just taking big hauls off of a big bottle of some brown liquid or something. I actually had quite a bit of tequila last night. I actually felt it this morning. I felt it. I knew I overdid it last night, but it was just going down so damn good. Just, every periodically, just have a little ounce, a little bit of salt, lemon or lime. Lemons are good because they're nice and juicy. I overdid it. I felt them. And when I got up today, I felt it. Not to say I'm hungover right now, because I feel pretty good now. That was hours ago. Wake up, drink plenty of water, start moving, feel good. Plus I'm on pot 2 of coffee. Not pot 2. But anyway. Moving on. Johnny's Chop Shop. Coffee. Ramvi, Kris, please do the Emperor. Please do the Emperor. Like, do the Emperor? Raziel, once again, watching from work. Awesome. Ishiab011, aloha Kris and the rest of the monkeys. From Sammy C, may your day be awesome, may your gaming be well played, and may the hobby be outstanding too. To or as well? Let's end that with as well. Let's try that again. May your day be awesome, may your gaming be... I already messed that up. May your day be awesome, may your gaming be well played, and may the hobby be outstanding as well. Yeah, there we go. That sounds like a tag. John J. Hella good t-shirts. Hella good. Hella good. Good. Ebb and Flow. Sup, everybody? Dark Commission. Hi, Kris and Gentle Monkeys. Disco Duke. Hey, people. Aaron Siege. Howdy, Kris and the Monkeys. Chinese Chop Chop. Way the Brush 240. Importance of education. The importance of education. It is. But education, I would argue, education, I would argue, isn't just learnt at school. You know. Oh yeah, I forgot to put these away. Because by the power of Grayskull. Anyway. Yeah. That's just fun, you know. Do I like Crystal Skull? Crystal Skull's alright. It's alright. It's not the greatest of vodkas. But they come in nice fun bottles. It's kind of pricey. I think a lot of that price is part of that bottle. But I mean, you know. I will say that it is crisp. If you're a connoisseur of vodka. George Hins over on Twitch. Hi. Catfish, Anthony B. Yes, that's what I thought. Anthony B. I thought it was, yeah, okay. Yeah. I knew that. Catfish, you should just have the sound effect of a beer can opening. Ooh, yeah, just, yeah. Might have to do that. I usually don't drink beer from cans, though. I think that's why, like, shotgunning the beer, I mean, you know. Of course, could just do, like, a big hose and a, no. Dark Commission, there is no YouTube video that does the WW exhibition any justice whatsoever, so you got to see it in the real to appreciate it. I'm super looking forward to it. I'm super excited. I'm giddy, you know. And it's supposed to be actually kind of nice weather. Is there any snow in the area? Like, anybody in that area where Warhammer World is there snow on the ground? Or is it just cold and damp? Or, because the forecast, I checked the forecast, and the forecast says it's going to be like +10 and cloudy with sunny, partly sunny, I guess, on the weekend, which, you know, will be nice at Warhammer World, right? So, anybody local to that area or in that region, I suppose, is there snow on the ground, or is it dry? Is it, you know, what's the weather like? Just so I know how to pack, you know, because, yeah. Anyway, Stefan Levine. Hey Kris, just started to use an airbrush, but my cheap compressor has no regulator on it. I know 40 psi is too much, but can I still use it until I get a regulator? Yes, you can. 40 psi. Not that that's too high. It's high, but because I mean, like, now mind you, I mean, like, I wasn't really that finesse at the time, because at the time I had like a Badger 350, which is a hobby brush. It's the one. It's a siphon feed. It's a glass bottle. It's the needle. There's no needle to speak of. It's just a cone, really, a brass, and it's just airflow. There's no control over flow, and you know, it was just, you know what I mean? And at the time, I had a compressor that had no regulator on it either. It had the gauge and everything, but there was no controlling the airflow. And so I was always spitting out 30 psi. And I found that it didn't have a tank either. It was just basically a motor. And nothing wrong with those. It's just I found that at that pace, especially with thinned out paints that you could see, because the motor is you know, it's like you know, and so the airflow actually you would see that if you got kind of close up to your work and everything like that. It's just kind of you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? So anyway, so 40 psi, that's kind of high. Yes, you should have a regulator. You're probably only be able to get priming done and some base coating at that kind of level of psi. I'm not sure what brush you're using, but yeah, you're gonna end up working probably about like this far away. You any closer and any thinner material or like paint you're using, any closer, that PSI can end up pushing that paint around, because the airflow, right, you'll see it kind of just push the paint around as the air moves over. Kind of like, you know, when we used to do in class, right, in art class, you put the paint on the thing and then you take a straw and you blow it around. You're going to do that kind of thing. You'll get those spider leggings, yeah, like this, like you'll get that spidering all over the place, right? Spider webbing? I can't remember what the hell you would call it. Anyway, so that is something to watch out for. 40 psi is a little bit high, but I think, oh, you're saying it's in a Water Eclipse HPCS. I'm not familiar with what brush that is. I'm not really gonna look it up, but I'm sure it'll be fine. If it's kind of brush that actually has airflow control on it, then maybe you can fine tune a little bit. But I think for priming and maybe a bit of base coating, you should be fine. Just be mindful of your distance from the project. Any closer, that air pressure can end up moving that paint around, you know, inadvertently. Too far away, it ends up drying and becomes very chalky on the model. So you do have to play with it as far as how close you're going to work. But probably around like 10 to 12 inches away is probably a good distance. And keep your brush moving as you're working around. As far as, say, doing anything like OSL or, you know, little effects like that or anything like that, I don't think you're gonna be pulling that off. That's just too high. So, but once you get the regulator, then yeah, you'll be able to control your reactions. And also too, if your compressor has an air tank to store air, that is the ideal situation. If your compressor has that tank. Just because I found that with the tank, it gives you consistent airflow. Oftentimes, the motor doesn't have to run as long. I found that when I had just the motor, it was running constantly, right, to provide a constant airflow. Whereas when it has the tank, and especially if you get larger and larger tanks, it can fill the tank, bring it to pressure, and release. And you have a little control valve, so you can control it with what PSI the air is flowing out of the tank. You know what I mean? It's all about controlling that airflow, how thin and thick your paint is, you know, and your distance from your work, and, you know, what you're trying to accomplish, right? So, anywho. George Hens, do you think you drink a lot of Crystal Skull? Yeah, I'm no. Ramby, good. It would make TK 13072 me happy. Dark Mission, episode 240. I like as well too. As well. Dark Mission at Kris. No snow, being really nice and sunny here in Nottinghamshire. Is it Nottingham or Nottingham? No, not Nottingham. Nottingham? No, Nottingham? What is it? I can't remember. I was told how everybody pronounces it. I don't remember. I wasn't listening. Enforcer 357. So I learned today that the Third War for Armageddon lore was actually based off a series of tabletop battles from Battlefleet, Epic, and regular 40k. It's amazing to think about what could have been. Sure. Yeah, there was another one. Andy Chambers. It was the... what campaign was it? That became part of lore, but it was based off their games, the little campaign they did. Oh, I can't remember now. I probably have the old White Dwarf around somewhere. Somewhere, right? Dark Commission. Not Numsha. Not Numsha? What? Not Numsha. That doesn't sound right. You're playing with me. I mean, no. Not Numsha. Isn't that what Buddy says in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom? When he's about to pull his heart out of his chest? Isn't that what he's saying? No, what was he saying? I can't remember. Anyway, craziness. Johnny's Chop Shop, Way of the Brush 240. You may want to have that looked at. I might have a look at it. I might. Nathaniel. Hey, Kris. Hey, monkeys. Hey, Nathaniel. Dark Commission. Not in Not in my Numsha? What? You're messing with me, man. Stop messing with me. Stop. Nottingham. Isn't it Nottingham? Yeah, it's Nottingham. Nottingham? Nottingham. I think that's what it is, right? I don't know. I'm sounding stupider and stupider by the second here. Yeah, so again, for anybody out there in the area, or if you're just going to happen to be in the area, yeah, I'll be at Warhammer World this coming weekend. The weekend of the, 23rd? What is that, the 23rd? What's today, the 16th? Yeah, the 23rd. 23rd and 24th. So, if you're going to be at Warhammer World or in the area, stop by. Of course, you might want to, just to make things easier on me and not look like a crazy person who's approaching me from the street or something like that. If you see me walking around or anything like that, be sure to have your Way of the Brush t-shirt on because, at least I know you're not so... Well, I mean, you're probably a crazy person anyway if you've bought my shirts and follow my advice. You're probably a little off-kilter anyway. But... wear your shirt. If you have a shirt, wear your shirt so that, I know who, And if you don't have a shirt, don't worry about it, of course, Doesn't mean that, we can't hang out. Geez, It's not like, oh, man, gotta get a shirt and be part of the club. You know what I mean? No, don't worry about that. Lenny over on Twitch. Lenny Thera. Yo, Lenny. What up? The Grunt Orc. There's a name I haven't read in a bit. Hi, Kris and the monkeys. Long time no live. I hope everything is okay with y'all. Everything is okay. Even well, I would say. Kevin Cabal. Esone 240. What? Esone? Say what? Not in my Numsha. Dark Commission. We butcher our own language. I know that's... I mean, I love Snatch. The movie Snatch. Guy Ritchie. And I love when, Ferreira goes to the UK and he's... Yeah, I come here and, nobody... The country spawned the language and nobody seems to speak it. One of my favorite movies. In fact, I'll probably watch that this week just to get my ear ready for the accents, because sometimes the accents can throw me off, especially with some of the lingo, and it's like, oh my god, what? I'm gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna look like a damn tourist is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be wandering around like, what? Somebody's gonna say, yeah, you want some tea? And I'm like, what? Do I want what? I just have it on my shirt. What? Enforcer 357. Not Numshire. Not Num. Ben Ellis. Hello, late to the show. Just helping friends move house. You're watching the show while you're helping your friends move. Good to see that they have all of your attention. Therefore, I have to catch a rerun on YouTube later. Well, we'll see you later, Ben. And of course, I may see you next weekend, right? I'm going to see you, possibly. Right, Ben? Possibly. This is going to be fun, man. I'm going to get to see some of these names here that I've seen for so long. And, I'm not even putting, you know, faces to the names or names to the faces. Either way, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be we're gonna have fun. I don't know if we'll play any games or anything like that, or you know, but you know, I mean, we'll keep it open. We'll keep it free flowing. You know, maybe we'll just hang out and you know talk and have some laughs and you know, who knows? Who knows? Coffee. Johnny's Chop Shop. What concoction do you use to clean your airbrush? For my airbrush, typically I only ever use water and Windex, and that's it. When it's going for the deep clean, sometimes I'll use alcohol. Then that's usually just to clear out the outsides. For a real deep clean, it's a dilution of simple green and water in an ultrasonic cleaner, just to you know shake everything loose. Anybody who's wondering what that was, that was me. You know, ultrasonic. Anyway, and so yeah, that's typically it. If I'm using lacquers, you know, enamels, that kind of stuff, then I'm using lacquer thinner through the airbrush. Of course, you should always be using your mask. When using those kinds of paints, you should always be having a mask on when you're using your airbrush, but more so for the toxic type of, you know, paints out there, like enamels. But yeah, that's often what I use. But typically, I use just water and Windex. My procedure for doing my airbrush is, like I have a little pipette, you know, just a glass eyedropper thing, you know, with the little rubber ends. And the rubber is just like fitted on, and it's a glass, you know, tube, right? And I just grab some water, put it into the cup, pour the excess paint out if there's any excess in there. Do that a couple times just to, you know, give it a quick little wash. Then I'll usually wipe the bowl really fast just to wipe the excess out. And then I'll put more water in. And I usually backfeed the water into the pipette or the eyedropper. And I'll, you know, slosh the water around inside the cup, just getting the water kind of moving around and getting some of the stuff. Pour that out. And then I'll squirt once, maybe twice with Windex. I usually draw the needle back with the trigger to let Windex fall within the nozzle, and then I'll let go, and I'll let that. Sometimes it'll get like a little bubble of Windex on the end, and I let that sit there at that tip, just to help break down paint that might be, you know, residual on the end of the nozzle. And then I usually end up just flushing the Windex through the brush, right, just to clear all the things. And then I flush once more or twice with water, wipe, just give it a quick blast of air into the cup, and then put it away. And at the end of the week, I usually take her apart, or at least pull the needle, wipe the needle, re-lube the needle, and I'm ready to go for the next week's work that I have to do whenever I'm really into some heavy painting. But otherwise, yeah, that's typically what it is. It's water and Windex. Most of the time, when I'm using water-based acrylic paints, it's Windex. When I'm using harsher paints, it's either alcohol or lacquer thinner that I use. TSUYUJI. Hi. Over on Twitch. Hi. Disco Duke. Episode 240. National Bellows European Vacation. Look, kids, Big Ben. Parliament. Unfortunately, it's just myself, so it's not a whole bellow vacation thing. Anyway, Nathaniel Kris, episode 240. Stop messing with me. Stop messing with me. G squared, sales pitch much? Yeah, why not? I'm always sales pitching. I'm always moving, making moves, man. Moves here and there, man. Come on. That's what this world's all about, right? Lenny Thera, loving this moustache. The moustache? Glad to hear. Good. I'm glad to hear too, Lenny. Lenny. Oh, Lenny. Jabba's left nut. We're crazy, says the man going to Nottingham. Nottingham? Nottingham. Enforcer, episode 240. The monkey migration to Warhammer World. Yeah, are we gonna just take over Warhammer World? We should. It should be just a full-on monkey invasion. right? G squared, JK, of course. JK, of course. Of course. Oh, but the previous comment, yeah. Well, yeah. Sure, I knew it was a joke. It's nothing but jokes on the comments. Usually people don't tune into me just to give me hell about things, right? Usually. Sometimes they do, I don't know. Dark Commission, wear a false nose and a red nose to identify yourself. Yeah, there we go. Ghost of Starman Deluxe, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Exactly. Lenny, big up, UK. Big up. Big up. Big up. Dark Commission, there's a different accent, dialect every 15, 20 miles. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured, you know? Because I know, yeah, like for such a small place that's so highly populated, like, you know, it's crazy. I mean, like in Canada, you kind of get that because, I mean, some of the bigger towns, people speak a certain way. It's not like, you know, for the most part, most Canadians sound pretty much very similar, but there are kind of some dialects. It's really more of kind of expressions used, I think, that are regional, you know. Whereas in the States, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you can tell, you know, East Coast, Northern East Coast versus Southern East Coast versus the South versus Middle America versus the West Coast, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell, you know, all those places. Of course, too, I mean, like, you know, it seems like as we keep moving forward into, you know, into the centuries as people, especially in the States, you know, they seem to migrate everywhere. And I think, you know, you'll probably get, you know, like people who are just diehard into those regions will retain their dialects, but otherwise people who end up moving everywhere kind of just lose their dialects and just kind of, you know, just speak I don't know, a generic kind of tone. I don't know what that is. Like, what is, you know, a non-accented dialect? Like, what's it like, you know? Or to have a dialect is to have an accent of a sort, right? Because I'm sure some of you guys listen to me, I sound pretty hilarious to you, right? I'm sure, because some accents sound pretty hilarious, right? I mean, not hilarious but in a bad way, but, you know, like, it's, yeah, you know? And, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. The voice of the Emperor. No Tingham. Nathaniel Kris, episode 240. Let's face names to the put. That's exactly it. Let's das Boot. Grenstoff over on Twitch. Good morning at Kris and chat. Damn, it is cold today. Minus 42 Celsius. And the wind chill last night. And it was minus 50 with the wind last week. Oof. Yeah, that's some stick your nostrils together, right? Man, you must be... Where are you at? You must be out in the... Are you on the North American side of things? Because I don't know, or maybe you're in Russia. I have no idea where you're at, but... Yeah, minus 50 with the wind. Whoo, man, that's brisk. That's some brisk temperatures, man. Dark Commission. If you have a cold, just ask for Dottingham. Dottingham? Because it sounds like Nottingham, right? Because if your sinuses are all backed up, Dottingham. Anyway, we are just on this too long here. Steve McDemon, episode 240. At the end, I just wipe and re-lube. That's it. Steve, that's it, man. You nailed it right on the head. Did I really say that? Did I leave myself open to that sentence? Oh, that's too funny. Oh, man. At the end, I just wipe and re-lube. And I didn't catch that. I usually catch that kind of stupid crap when I say it. And I didn't catch that, man. Good call. Good catch. Good catch. You got it. You win. You won. The grunt to work. Oh, nice. Have fun out there, Kris. I've been dreaming. Wow, can't even read anymore. Dreaming of traveling to Warhammer World. It's on my to-do list, as is visiting mini wargaming. You know, if you are in the you know in the capacity to come visit us at mini wargaming, and it's like, you know, in the next couple weeks, I don't want to say don't come, but I think you should wait till, you know, closer to summer or something like that when we're in the new place, because, you know, I'm really super excited. I'm getting super excited for when we move to our new facility, and because the game itself is going to change. It's imagine, okay, imagine, for any of you old school players out there, imagine when 40K jumps to a new edition, right? And it's going to be a new edition change, right? Like from 7th to 8th, right? That changed the game, and that's what this move is going to be like. It's going to be like moving from 7th edition. Really, it's more like probably if it was mini wargaming, and if it was editions and like, you know, periods of eras and things of that nature, we might be mini wargaming 4th edition, maybe 5th edition, and now we're going to move into 6th edition at the new facility. Something like that. I don't know. We'd have to really kind of track it out as far as like when mini wargaming changed, and that would be an edition change. Like when Games Workshop changed their online sales policies and mini wargaming closed down the store, right? The online store. That was a game changer. That changed mini wargaming, you know? And so with this whole new move to a new facility, again, game changer, you know? So it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And I think for when we have visitors coming in, I think it's going to be super freaking awesome. It's going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to having our open gaming facilities again, because I think that's going to reliven the community in the area. And I think it's going to really kind of unify this region again, because once we shut down our open facilities, yeah, a lot of things died. Like War Machine died at that point. When we closed down our physical store, yeah, it changed. Everything changed. And this community, you know, but with this new facility, the community is going to come back again. And I think, you know, wargaming is going to get a nice shot in the arm. You know, I think it's going to be good. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be positive, I think. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun. Oh, man, we're going to have so much fun. Nathaniel at Kris. Regarding airbrush cleaning, I have made good experience with AK Interactive Brush Cleaner. Gets my airbrush squeaky clean regardless of the paint used. Sure. I've not used AK. I mean, you know, I clean dependent upon, you know, like I've never really relied on Windex to get like enamel paint cleared out, just because it tends to be a little bit harsher and dries a little bit solid. You know what I mean? Because enamel paints are very solid colors, right? Versus like acrylic, where, you know, alcohol cleans it off pretty darn good, and, you know. But yeah, I'm sure the AK Interactive cleaner, I'm sure it's a combination of lacquer thinner or alcohol or, you know, ammonia based, or, you know. I'm sure. I have never used it. I mean, but one sniff and I could probably tell you what it is. And I'm sure you smelt it and you probably can identify what it is. Enforcer 357. Kris will lead the rebellion against GW in Warhammer World of the Monkeys. Rise of the Monkeys. Yeah. Warhammer World. Rise of the Monkeys. I might have to make a thumbnail for that. Because I'm going to take my camera with me. I'm not taking any of my models with me. But I'm taking my camera with me. And so I'm going to be filming some stuff while I'm in the area, you know. Definitely, I got to get some selfies around some of the iconic kind of crap in the area. Like, you know, I don't know if that big Space Marine's still around. The big Space Marine's still around, because I've seen there's the Age of Sigmar duder, the Stormcast Eternal. I've seen him, and I'll get a picture in front of that thing. But a Space Marine, the Rhino, you know what I mean? And I'll probably get some shots around Nottingham as well. Nottingham. I don't know. I don't even know what the accent is for Nottingham. I have no idea. Greenstuff. Except in Saskatchewan. Wheel bit. Different out here. All right, is that where you are, Green Stuff? Yeah? In Saskatchewan? Yeah, I imagine it's pretty freaking cold out there, man. Woof. Woof. Yeah. I love it though. I mean, like, around in this region here, we get a lot of humidity because we're between two Great Lakes, and you get a lot of lake effect and humidity. And like the summertime, the humidity here is freaking killer. It's so bad. Ugh. Ugh. And in the wintertime, the humidity makes everything damp, cold. Like, it gets into your clothes, and you come inside, and it's like, I'm not even, I'm not warm yet because everything's so damp, and I'm cold, and I'm freaking miserable, right? And yeah, I like it when it's nice and brisk, when it's a dry, cold air, kind of air that just makes your nostrils stick together. I like that because you can warm up pretty fast coming inside from that, and it's just like summertime as well. When it's dry and it's hot out, you can go into the shade, you know what I mean? Go into the shade and oh yeah, it's nice and cool, you can cool off, right? But when it's humid, there's no relief, nothing. You can't escape it. It's just persistent, and it's just annoying and miserable. A Russian viewer. Hi. I can't remember what the heck. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. I can't remember the name. You'll have to remind me again. Yeah, and I don't have translate on, so. Enforcer 357. Mini Wargaming moving from Road Trader to wait. WTF? When did we do this? From Road Trader? Oh, Road Trader would have, like, for Mini Wargaming from Road Trader, like, I'm talking as kind of side-by-side comparison. Not when Mini Wargaming was actually into Road Trader, because nobody at Mini Wargaming, other than myself and maybe Lee, yeah, were old school enough when we were doing Road Trader. But anyway, no, it's analogous, right? So Mini Wargaming, when they were Rogue Trader, would have been when they were still upstairs in the building, and it was just a couple offices. No, Rogue Trader would have been, I guess, when it was running out of their house. I think that was beginning. I wasn't even a part of Mini Wargaming when it was just Matt and Dave. Like, when it was just the two of them. And it just started getting bigger, and they had to get employees and get people together, you know what I mean? And I know that they were upstairs. Their offices were upstairs and such. And then started getting bigger, and so then they moved downstairs to the main floor, and we occupied a huge amount of that building. And then when we moved to the new place, we're gonna have so much room. There's gonna be so much room for activities. It's gonna be ridiculous. You're gonna come in and you're gonna be like, oh my god, and it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Oop. Names moving around here. Where the hell am I? Camjidis? Hey Kris, about to launch into a game of 8th edition fantasy with some dwarves I painted while watching your show. Thanks for all the tips. No problem. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know if I've ever read that name before, but thanks for tuning in. Green stuff. I find Mr. Hobby Mr. Color Thinner as a cleaner for my airbrush, and it rips out all the acrylic paint in a few seconds. My big issue now is I get my AB clean so quick that I need to do more with it. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you should always take care of your brushes, right? Bristle brushes or airbrush, right? If you have a preferred product that cleans it and whatever, by all means, use it. You know what I mean? Like, now, I find that when you go with the company-specific cleaners, they tend to be a little bit higher price than really kind of what they're made of. And so oftentimes that's why it's Windex. People use Windex most of the time. I know a lot of people are concerned that, oftentimes Windex with ammonia kills the seals on the airbrush. But I've been using it in my Patriot 105, and I've been using the same brush for 6-7 years almost, I think. And my brush still works just fine. And, and I use Windex. I've been using Windex for ages. So, to each his own, I guess. But like I said, I've been taking care. I'm pretty religious about taking care of the brush. And as a lot of you guys know, I'm very stickler on keeping, your brushes clean, taking care of your equipment. It's very, very important because it's a mindset. It helps with your mindset. It helps, structure and order, and you know what I mean? And you get better. And then of course, you become more consistent. I was talking about this the other day, about consistency. So, anyway, That was a different show, though. Aaron Seach, episode 240, Rise of the Monkeys. Rise of the Monkeys, you know. And I can see it. It's like a picture of like Warhammer World with a big Union Jack behind it. And it's a bunch of monkeys jumping all over the place. So have like Planet of the Apes type, you know, monkeys all over the place. And flinging poop. Disco Duke, you said you like to use metallics with ghost tints. Yes, I do. Can I use bright silver and really dark silver to give a zenithal shade, then throw the ghost tint on, just for tabletop standard? Yes, you absolutely can. And in fact, I would highly recommend it. I think I've shown that. I did it with a Space Marine, a Primaris. I did a dark silver, and then I did dry brushing on that. But then, you know, I mean, yeah, and then just use a brighter silver, hit it with a zenithal, and then hit the whole thing with a ghost tint, or whatever surface you're working on, I should say, not a Space Marine. Whatever surface you're working on, yeah, and then seal it, and then you can go in and do the fine details or what have you, and then yeah, definitely that'll work totally. I did that for my Wraith Knight, did it for my Wraith Lord, did it for my jet bikes. No, I did chrome on my jet bike, my Autark. I used chrome and then put ghost tint on top of it, or did I use Tamiya? I can't remember. I don't know. I fart around with all sorts of combinations just to try them out, see how they work, you know what I mean? But yeah, a lot of the models are often mixed media, you know what I mean, with acrylics with lacquers and, you know, stuff like that. But it's just painting, man. It's just painting, you know. It's not complex, you know, like. And I think this is another big one, and I think this is a lot of painters out there, a lot of you guys out there. Stop overthinking this. Stop overthinking this. Okay. This isn't rocket science. When I'm saying that, that's what I mean. It's not rocket science. Stop overthinking this. And just start doing. Just start doing. Just, you know what? Grab a color. Grab your brush. Start laying some color down. You know? Just play. Play. That's the best way to learn, is play. That's why playing is so important when we're children. Because we learn all our skills as adults from when we're children, when we played. Enforcer 357. We need Kris on top of the Rhino with a bolt pistol and chainsword with a group of fellow monkeys in a monkey mask and Way the Brush shirts surrounding him. You know what, though? I think that would make a fun group shot, though. There's a whole bunch of us in front of some of the crap around. Or even just a nice big group shot. Grope shot. Not a grope shot, no. God. That was a Freudian slip. Oh, man. The controversy. Kris came to Warhammer World and people got groped. Or Kris went to Warhammer World and got groped. Anyway. Aaron Siege, Kris, are you just hanging around Warhammer World? I have always wanted to see Warhammer World and the Imperial War Museum. I don't know where the Imperial War Museum is. But yeah, I'm going to be pretty local to the area. If it arises that I can check out some other crap, you know, I will. Because one thing I was looking at was the, because it's Nottingham, you know, Sherwood Forest, the whole Robin Hood trip, you know what I mean? Definitely have to check some of that stuff out, you know. You know, I mean, come on, you know. It's going to be touristy type of crap. And I might just wander around, check out the, I mean, if I'm in, I mean, here's some things, because I just watched this movie the other night, and I thought, yeah, I got to do that when I'm in the UK. I was just watching Fish Called Wanda the other night, and I was thinking that, you know what, yeah, fish and chips in the UK, I got to try that, right? I don't care where. It doesn't have to be a particular good spot for it, but that's something you got to do, I think, right? I mean, because you come to Canada, right? You got to try maple syrup, right? Canadian maple syrup. Come to Canada, maple syrup. It's a given, right? Go to England, fish and chips, and tea, right? Have a tea in England. I mean, you got to do it. These are just things you got to do when you're in the country, right? So, yeah, those are things that are absolutely on my to-do list once I'm there. So, yeah. And of course, Warhammer World for all of us geeks. And I'm a huge geek, and I'm super geeking out about going to Warhammer World. So don't worry, I'm just Green stuff. Gren stuff. Gren stoof. That's just fun to say. Gren stoof. I used to live in that area, a small town called Mattawa. Heard of it? The ski mountain is great. They reopened this past year. Cool. Very cool. The Grunt or Kris, next 2 weeks. I'm not coming there in 2 weeks. I don't think you understand how my to-do list works. Those visits might take anything up to 10 years for me. Well, yeah, but you gotta come to mini wargaming. You have to. But I mean, if you can put it off till after we're into the new place, I think it's gonna be a whole. I mean, like, not that you coming now would be a bad experience. You'd still have a blast. But it's going to be more of a thing when we're in the new place. It's going to be more. It's going to be more awesome. More awesome? Isn't awesome over it? Like, it's like fantastic. It's going to be more fantastic. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Kevin Cabal, Imperial War Museum is awesome. Okay, well, where's the Imperial War Museum? Because, I mean, if it's close and in Nottingham, then, you know, I'm there. Count me in. I'm in. Maybe with some of you guys who are local to that area, maybe you guys can show me some crap to see. I mean, you know, we'll check it out, right? You know, we'll work something out. Anybody who's local, send me an email that you're local. Send me an email. Say, hey, Kris, I hear you're going to be in Nottingham. Anyway, and yeah, you know, yeah, because I mean, yeah. Definitely. We'll work something out. Just let me know. We just got to work it out. That's all we got to do. We just got to work it out. Nathaniel Kris, AK Airbrush Cleaner, smells like white spirit. I reckon it's something very aggressive. Yeah, it could very well be. If it's, well, because AK, they do a lot of lacquer-based and oil-based type of products. So, yeah, I'd imagine it's probably a spirit. The Grunt or Kris, so you will show us some vids from Warhammer World. Any spoilers of what you are planning to film? No, I'm just gonna. It's gonna be just kind of vloggy, kind of crap. Just me, you know, trying not to get into trouble, you know, that kind of stuff. As far as Warhammer World, I mean, like, because there's no filming in it, you know, I'll probably film some stuff outside, and of course, you know, for whoever you know, wants to do a meetup at Warhammer World, I mean. You know, definitely try and get some photos and some film. You know, like I said, and anybody who's in the area who lives there, you know, maybe, you know, we'll hang out and, you know, maybe you can show me a couple of the you know, historical, because I'm a big history buff, and like I said, if I'm going there, I want to experience some of the cultural things, right? Some of the cultural English type stuff. I want to see it, experience it. You know what I mean? Because definitely when you come to Canada, I mean, like, you know, and if you know, come to Canada and we're going to hang out in Canada, you know, I'd like to reciprocate by, you know, showing you some of the Canadian type of things, right? Even though I don't identify as Canadian, but I mean, I live here, and so, you know, I know it. Camjidis? Am I even saying that right? I have been watching the recorded show from beginning onwards. This is our first time tuning in live. Well, welcome. Awesome. I'm sure, you know, listening to me is, you know, I know a lot of people put this on and, you know, have me kind of in the background while they're doing stuff, and, you know, that's fine, and, you know, so awesome, cool, thank you for tuning in, and, you know, hopefully you're finding it informative and mildly entertaining. Nathaniel Kris, high quality airbrushes are fitted with PTFE seals, which are more resistant against aggressive type of cleaners. Good to know. Yeah. Because I know back in the day, I know like a lot of people were like, you know, don't use ammonia-based products because the rubber seals, because it dries the rubber, makes it brittle, and, you know, and kills the seals. But I have yet to, and I mean, you know, I just assumed that Badger knew what they were doing when they were making airbrushes, because I have yet to have a problem with my Patriot 105. I've been using it religiously for years. I clean it and I take care of it, you know, like a rifle. You know, this is my weapon. This is no. Anyway, you know, I take care of my brush. I'm just saying, I take care of it. Nathaniel at Enforcer. Kris yelling, drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword. I stand on top with a big paintbrush. Get me closer. I want to paint it with my brush. Anyway, doesn't even make sense. Green stuff. Yeah, true. I used to overthink my planning and didn't get much painting done. Had to learn to just shut up and paint. Yes, exactly. Just stop. Just don't overthink it. You know what I mean? Like, and I know there's a lot of you out there. And I think that level of thinking, I think that is why a lot of us gravitate towards this hobby. Because the big brains, we're always thinking about stuff, and I think that's why we gravitate to a lot. This hobby is, and of course too, I think a lot of us too are also history buffs as well. And you know, again, it's a certain brain mindset, and I think we're all of a very similar type of mindset. I say similar, but I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of us have divergent type of thoughts, of course, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, but I think there's certain personality types that gravitate towards this hobby, who truly enjoy this hobby, you know, as wargamers, painters, and hobbyists, and you know what I mean? So, yeah. We all, you know, I mean, I'm sure a huge percentage of us are Star Wars fans. Huge percentage of us are Lord of the Rings fans. And, you know what I mean? Like, we all gravitate towards the same things. Oh, excuse me. But anyway. Johnny Shop. I no longer feel safe. I think I need an adult. G squared. Imperial War Museum is in London, I think. Is it? I don't know. I have no idea. Imperial War Museum. But I mean, like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do too much in London. A majority of my time will be in Nottingham. Go down that rabbit hole again. Anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna, you know, I'm just kind of in and out. So yeah, I caught that one. And yeah, so anyway, DeGrunt Orc. Gah, family can't function without me again. Have fun all laters. Have fun. Hey, gotta take care of your family, man. Gotta take care of your family. You know, this is pre-recorded, or not pre-recorded. This is recorded. You can always catch us later. You know, you gotta take care. You know, hobby time is supposed to be a fun time, right? You can't be sitting here while people are, I gotta take care of this, and why aren't you shoveling the driveway? Or, you know, we gotta get groceries, or, you know, whatever. You know, study for next coming exam, right? I mean, gotta take care of that stuff first, and then we can do this as a hobby, and then we can truly enjoy ourselves. And hopefully you're taking care of business, like I said, right? You're taking care of business, and then we can enjoy the hobby. I'm always taking care, like, some of you might recognize that, you know, my workspace here, and some of the stuff, you could probably watch last week's episode, and a lot of the stuff on my desk has not moved. You can probably put the side-by-side frames and see that my desk stuff has not changed. So you can kind of imagine how much time, you know, I get. And I'm trying to get my project done, because this is my project I want to get done for Adepticon. It's still in pieces. Yeah, Kris is going to be burning the midnight oil pretty soon, I think. I kind of did it last time too, and I didn't get to spend as much time on the project as I wanted. I'm probably not going to get as much time on this project as I want, but hey, you know what? It's okay. It's all good. Anyway. Ghost Star Deluxe. There are several IWM branches actually. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. I know, like, where I'm staying, there it's kind of central in Nottingham. It seemed kind of central. I don't know. I don't even know what central is, but where I'm at is not, you know, very far from where Warhammer World is, and so I say not very far. It says it's like, I think, a 20-minute walk, which is not that far. Walking 20 minutes in Canada, a 20-minute drive. I mean, you're in a different town here. In Canada, a 3-hour drive is not a very long drive. I know, like I know for Europeans, a 3-hour drive, you're in different countries. So, but yeah, a 3-hour drive in Canada is not. That's especially for Northern Ontario. Yeah, that's the next town. 3 hours is the next town. And we're talking town, not city. Town. No, it's city. Anyway. Nathaniel at Kris. When I was in Canada, the thing I wanted to try was poutine. That's another one. Poutine, right? Maple syrup, poutine. What's another one? Oh, Canadian beer. You got to try Canadian beer. Canadian whiskeys. If you're old enough, of course. If you're not, well, you What else is... if you come in the winter, you got to try skating. You got to try some skating on like lakes and stuff like that. Play some hockey. Go see a hockey game, you know. What are some other intrinsically Canadian type of things you got to do while in Canada? If you're into nature, you know, check out some of the natural beauty. Tons of it here. Tons. In spades. Oh, man, in spades. If you're coming to visit us at Mini Wargaming, Niagara Falls is like a not even 20-minute drive from where we are, and but it's about a 20-minute drive. And you know, that's one of the 7 wonders of the world. And you know, and for any of you out there with spouses, you know, hey, Niagara Falls, second honeymoon. Just saying. There's lots of shopping, and just saying, you know, that's an upsell. That's what's called an upsell for any out there. But anyway, you know, so I'm just saying, yeah, you want to convince the spouse that Niagara Falls, cock, delicious cock. That doesn't sound right. Cock as in cocking, not roosters. Anyway. Disco Duke, if it comes to the cupboard cup, it's not going to taste right. Wait, if it comes in a cupboard, or cardboard cupboard, well, frick, I can't read. If it comes in a cardboard cup, it's not going to taste right. If it comes in a cardboard cup, it's not okay. Oh, the tea, right, the tea. Really? Oh, right, because you say, don't get tea from fast food place or coffee bar, go to a cafe. Okay. Hey man, that's. I mean, I'm gonna be there. So I mean, I'm gonna need some natives to, you know, show me around. So, you know, when in Nottingham, I'm gonna need me some natives to show me some of the places here, some of the things to avoid too, because I especially don't want to get robbed. That'll just sour my entire trip. You know, I'm sure I'll bump into a shady character here and there, as you go with anywhere, right? I mean. You know, there's always bad places, parts of town, and things of that nature, right? So, you know, I know that. I'm not an idiot. I'm foolish, but I'm not an idiot. Enforcer 357. Gotta run, making my way home. Have fun, monkeys. Later, duder. Aaron Seach, Imperial War Museum is in Duxford. I have no idea how close it is to Nottingham. No idea. Johnny Shop, I know you can make an appointment to Mini Wargame to play a game, but you can make an appointment to paint. Well, that's why I'm saying that, you know, wait until we're into the new place, because that's most likely going to be an option. To come play games, to come paint. You know what I mean? You can come, and I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing teaching classes for painting, because we're going to have the room, we're going to have the space, we're going to have the facilities to do it. And so, you know, yeah. And if it's something that, you know, is viable as a business or part of the business, it's going to happen, right? So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be exciting time. It's going to be exciting time. Time we at here? Holy moly, we're already after 1 already? Jeez Louise. Haven't even gotten to any emails yet. We're going to get a new email. We're going to... Yeah, an email. Anyway, yes. Grenstoof. I'm just going to keep saying it like that. Grenstoof. And I say it with an accent too, and deep in my voice. Grenstoof. Sounds like a Viking name. Grenstoof. But I keep reading it like green stuff, but it's Grenstoof. Anyway. But in London, there are green cabbie boxes, and they are spots where horse carriage drivers used to stop to warm up and get a bite to eat back in the day. But nowadays, you can get an amazing deal in them. But you don't get a choice in what's cooked, but it's good food. Check it out if you get the chance. Sure, yeah. Why not? Why not? Sir Peanut Butter, I am returned from the vile tooth doctor. The tooth? The tooth? Did you get to keep your tooths? Or your teeths? Anyway. Great. I almost said this name with an accent. I don't know what kind of accent I'm doing. It almost sounds a bit like Russian. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Of the 3 big Imperial War Museum branches, I think the closest would be IWM North in Manchester. Okay. Yeah, it's not like this isn't Way the Brush UK tour. Although that would be awesome. If I'd have planned this out a little bit better, I think, but I'm crap at planning sometimes. I'm just crap. You know what? I'm just general kind of crap. I try and stay humble. That's why. So if it sounds kind of, self-deprecating? Yeah. It's, to keep myself humble, right? Which I think is healthy, I think. Sometimes. Without being, kind of beating myself up all the time. Anyway. Rezio, whoa, what'd I miss? What'd you miss? Nothing. Me just talking crazy crap. Grunstuf. LOL, I take a 20-minute drive up the road in Saskatchewan and I pass through 3 towns. Right, but you're also in Saskatchewan. I mean, like, I've never been to Saskatchewan, but I'd imagine a lot of it is pretty flat. It's kind of, your dog ran away yesterday. You can still see him running in the horizon kind of thing. I realize that's a stereotype, right? But I mean, yeah, from what I understand. I mean, I'd imagine like because I know like Manitoba, like they have, lakes and hilly type property, and what I mean. And I don't know if Saskatchewan. I've never been, like I said, I've never been to Saskatchewan. And honestly, I'm not in any rush to either. I mean, like I was born in Southern Ontario, but I spent a large portion of my life in Northern Ontario. My family's all from Northern Ontario, and it's mountainous. It's forests, dense forests, lots of fresh water, and and thinking about going to other places like deserts or like that kind of stuff, prairies. Excuse me. It just kind of like I don't know. I would miss my beautiful area. I would miss my sometimes I do miss my home territory. It's just kind of it's just beautiful. Anyway, job was left not Kris. It's the Middle England, not the ghetto. I don't know. Johnny Chop Shop. Wait to see the look on Matt's face with a plague of monkeys attack. Monkeys attack. Matt Hoser, what's the over under on K Bello getting arrested in the UK? Probably pretty good. Job is living at Dark Commission. I know you're a gangster. Why, Dark Commission, you gangster, buddy? Are you? Are you in one of them gangs? Are you in one of them gangs? Green stuff. I've been told me Twitch handle sounds German, and I'm First Nations. Green stuff. Yeah, green stuff. Green stuff. Green stuff. Stuff. Yeah, I mean, well, from that spelling, yeah, I mean, like it sounds, it sounds like Northern European. I mean, anyway. Dark Commission, the Royal Armoury in Leeds would be closer, but still 50 plus miles from Nottingham. Been waiting to go there myself. You don't use miles in the UK, do you? I thought you guys all use metric, like Canada. It's only the Americans who still use miles, and a few other backwards places. Really uppity, right? Just a whole bunch of Americans just tuned out. It's like, oh, frick, he's bashing on America. Screw him. I'm out. Yeah, up his. I'm out of here. Anyway. Or I'll be sitting there getting ready to type a scathing comment. Up yours, you. Anyway. Uppity son of a... Ghost of Starman Deluxe. You know what? I'm just general kind of crap. Is the biggest mood of the day so far. You know what? I'm just general kind of crap. it's not a, it's well, it's kind of a mood, but it's more of a mindset, you know. Just, you know, like, no matter what's going on in the world, you're not awesome. Just know that you're not awesome, you know. It almost sounds like I'm gonna bust into Fight Club, you know, but it's true. I mean, you got to stay humble, because being humble is a much better way to go around the world, because then, you know, you're more likely to make friends. When you think really highly of yourself and display it outwards to people, people are like, that's them. They don't want to help you. They don't want to do anything for you, right? Whereas when you're humble, even if you do think very highly of yourself, you don't show outwards displays of it. And, you know, you help people and you try to, you know, I mean, and people want to help you. And, you know, it's much better way to live. Anyway, this is painting. Oh, yeah, right. But I warned you all that we'd go off on all sorts of things. Anyway, time later. Holy crap. Quarter after. Great stuff. Really only the middle of the province. The north and south areas are hilly and have some decent skiing. Interesting. Matt Hoser, when in the UK trip? So, when is the UK trip so I can start watching the news at night for international incidents started by Kris? I'm leaving Wednesday afternoon. Well, evening, I should say. Well, I'm leaving here in the afternoon, but by the time I get to the airport, and, you know, yeah, I'm leaving here Wednesday. I'll arrive in the UK on Thursday early morning. Yeah, so I'll be in Nottingham early morning Thursday. Anyway, the Dark Malice Miles. We're a weird half and half of metric and imperial. Really? Okay. I don't judge. Weirdos. Dark Commission. Never been in a gang. You can call me Dark Solo from now on. Dark Solo. Okay. All right. I'm going to call you Dark Solo now. Am I going to see, like, when I get to Nottingham, am I going to see, like, that sprayed painted on the walls? It's like your tag. Did you do ever tagging in the area? Do you call it tagging? Anyway. G squared, Kris, regarding miles versus kilometers, you're probably right. Go Starman Deluxe. The UK measurement system is shit because we use metric and imperial instead of one or the other. Whoa, what? What? Man, it's already starting. David Vaughn, just got into the party and I'm being told I'm not awesome. F you, man. But I agree. LOL. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could think that. You're free to think that, of course. You're free to think whatever you would like. But it's very helpful when you tone that kind of, when you keep that in check, and, you know, because then people want to help you. Not be pathetic, because then you just look pathetic, but, and don't not be an asshole, but, you know, somewhere in the middle. A pathetic asshole. Great stuff. Damn it. We lost the Mars probe because an Imperial metric conversion BST TP Magio? I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, the Mars probes. Oh, material. New term. Let's start using it. Matt Hoser material. Dark Commission. We staunch British have resisted vigorously the march of foreign measurement systems. Go Starman Deluxe, Way the Brush, episode 241. Kris declares war in the UK. I wouldn't declare war in the UK, but starting an insurgency of monkeys within the UK, I could be responsible for that. I'm more of an insurgency kind of guy than actual warfare. Razio, Kris must squat like Slav. Huh? I must squat like Slav? Must squat like Slav. Why, you saying I got to do squats? Is my bum too flat? Is that what you're saying? Sorry, buddy. It's genetic. No amounts of squats are going to help pop this ass out. Again, I warned you all. We can go all sorts of places with this. Jim White, may we have an email? Yeah, I think we better get to an email. I think we are, because I'm off on weird tangents. Matt Hoser. Oh, metriel. I got you. Metriel. Like metric and imperial. Metriel. I got you. Half metric, half imperial. Gotcha. We must not standardize which halves. Let's keep it interesting. David Vaughn. Pathetic mediocrity. Pathetic mediocrity is the way. Man, I don't know. Ebb and flow, Kris. Don't cause the crown to unfriend the Ojibwe nation on social media with your antics. Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, like, our treaties, we were allies to the crown. And, I mean, technically, we're still allies of the crown. Technically. Although, we really haven't been very friendly. Anyway, Kris, Ghost Starman Deluxe, Kris Bello, a.k.a. Guy Fawkes. Guy Fawkes? Who's Guy Fawkes? Fox? Fawkes? Guy Fawkes. I don't know who Guy Fawkes is. It sounds familiar, though. Guy Fawkes. It's not Guy Fieri, because that guy's on the cooking channel, that blonde asshole. Can't stand that guy. He's annoying. Anyway. Dark Malice. If mediocrity is the goal, then I am the true king amongst men. You might be. I don't know. Aaron Seach, let the downward spiraling train wreck commence. Yeah, I know. It's like, And you know what? I better get to an email soon. Oh, man, yeah, we better get to an email soon. G Squared to Kris. Great title for next week's show. No amount of squats are going to pop this ass out. Yeah, yeah. I'm breaking a sweat now because I'm laughing so hard here. Plus, I'm halfway done this, what is it? Coffee? Yeah, we'll say it's coffee. Swag Jerry Rice. Today at the bank, an old lady asked me to help check her balance, so I pushed her over. That's a good one. I like that one. That's funny. Mad Hoser, when Custom asks you for the reason of your trip, say to spread Mad Monkey love and try the tea. Mad Monkey love. That sounds kind of perverted. Mad Monkey love. Like, yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna fly. Try the tea. I mean, just when they ask you reason for visit, to try the tea and have some fish and chips. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Guy Fawkes was the guy who tried to blow up the House of Parliament. Houses of Parliament. Oh. Dark Commission. The guy on the cooking channel who tried to blow up the king in Parliament. Blow up the king in Parliament. The guy on the cooking channel. Swag Jerry Rice. Yo, you play Warhammer 40k? You should try see my Valkyrie. Okay. Send me an email. It's in the description below. Oh, you're on Twitch. Go to waythebrush.com. It'll give you all the links to the thing, and just send me an email. Kris@miniwargaming.com. And send me a picture. Sure. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. And now we have a day of fireworks due to him. Huh? Reziel, Kris, I really think you should get a pic with Duncan and or Peachy. Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah. If I can swing it. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely, I mean, I'm going to be annoying as hell, as all hell. Mad Hoser, Guy Fawkes is the V mask, aka Anonymous Mask. Huh? Guy Fawkes? Swag Jerry Rice, a lot of line highlighting with recess shading. Very cool. So yeah, send me a pic. Kris@miniwargaming.com. K-R-I-S. Kris. K-R-I-S @miniwargaming.com. Send me an email. Send me a picture. And I'll show it on Way of the Brush here. I'll happily do it. Happily, with a big smile on my face. Anyway, David Vaughn. Speaking of monkey love, we used to do an exercise in the Marine Corps called Monkey Effers. Great stuff. Yeah, I don't want to know what that one was. I don't know. Aaron Seach for the next show, episode 241, Monkeys on a Plane, UK edition. Monkeys on a Plane. Nathaniel, Kris, Guy Fawkes became famous after the movie graphic novel V for Vendetta. Oh, okay. I watched V for for Vendetta. It was yeah, it was good. It was interesting. Goes to start with the Sky Fury, or whatever King James, whichever King James it was. I'm taking you to Flavortown, bitch. Raziel, even better if you can get them Way of the Brush tees. Yeah, again, if I'd have planned this out better, I would have brought some t-shirts and stuff. But yeah, like I said. Plus, too, I gotta find souvenirs as well. What's a good souvenir to get from Nottingham? Anyway, you know, what's some good souvenirs? Because my friends, I gotta get some for my friends. Because my friends went to Cuba and they came back with Cuban cigars. They actually got me, what is it, Romeo and Julieta? They got me a nice little box of cigars, and so I gotta get them something nice, right? So. And yeah, so I got my cigars in my humidor. I actually have my humidor down here, but I have like a heating vent that kind of brings hot air down straight down, and it's. I'm actually getting kind of warm here. I'm getting, yeah, sweating like a hooer in church here. Oof. Anyway, where the hell am I? Green stuff. You want a cool British history story? There's a guy who tried to steal the crown jewels while Charles II was king, the party king, and the guy cut the scepter in half and hammered the crown flat so he could literally shove it down his pants and smuggle them out. He was caught and brought before the king and then asked to explain himself. He offered 6,000 GBP to pay for them. They were valued at 250,000. And the king loved his attitude and gave him an estate in Ireland and made him a member of what? just trails off there. Made him a member of. Yeah. Made him a member of. Gotcha. I think we might have hit a text limit there. Mad Hoser. Want a souvenir? Kidnap the queen. No. Come on. Don't talk crazy. Don't be crazy, man. Crazy, man. All right. Oh, man. Yeah, we got to get to the emails. So if you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down, because here it comes. Email time. It's email time. Sit here and play with my hair the whole time. Might help if I switch the screen over to the email, right? Whoops. Wrong one. It's this one. There we go. I know how to do this. I've been doing this for a while. This one is from our good buddy, Aaron Seach, a.k.a. Seach and Destroy. Howdy, Kris and Monkeys. Here is my latest 2 minis. My son's Archanaut, Admiral, and just some foul greenskin Mad Doc Grotznick. Enjoy, Aaron Seach, a.k.a. Seach and Destroy. And so let's have a look at Aaron's offerings today. And we switch over to that. There we go. And so here we go. Backside shot. I like the highlighting on the flesh. Pants look good. Colors are nice and clean. I like a little bit of blood on the apron. Yeah, looks good. Ooh, look at that. Nice and clean. I like it. Nice and bright. Like the bits of the dark silver with the big gold parts. Looks really cool. I like the work on his like loin armor. Loin armor? Is that a thing? The bit that's hanging down between his legs. Oh, that sounded wrong. Anyway, it's nice and clean there. Really good work, Aaron. Really good work. Yeah, really good work. Thanks for sending that in, Aaron. Yeah, keep us appraised of your other efforts. Let's do another email. This one is from Ben. Hello, Monkey and Monkey Lord. Monkeys and Monkey Lord. Here is my offering this week. This is for my homebrew chapter. I've tried to lightly tarnish the blade in the middle of the banner to the right of the center with the banner. However, I'm not sure how much to do. So on such a thing when the weapon is not being used as such. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So anywho, here is his model. Now, as we all know, Ben does a really great job with his dry brushing, and I love the flames on all his models. Primaris Marines, I really like Primaris Marines. I dig them. I know some people don't really care for them. I like them. They look cool, and I like the fact they're nice big models too. And so that standard is from the Age of Sigmar duder. I can't remember what the hell the name is. The Relictor Lord or whatever. Really nice work. I like that this is... It's very fit. Oh, you got the little icon on the top too, the Imperial Aquila there. And so you got the little bit of tarnishing on the blade. That's interesting. I like it. And it's very fitting for this kind of army too. This whole look with the bones and, you know. It's a really good conversion. Blade looks nice. Yeah, there's a little bit of tarnishing on it, yeah. Yeah, it's very, very fitting. I mean, like, you know, I guess like the Age of Sigmar's Stormcast Eternal stuff, I mean, like, it does fit with, you know, Space Marines and stuff like that, because they kind of have similar vibes to them, and yeah. But I really like this. I like this. This is fun. I'm sure this is probably really great in person. So the camera feels a little bit, color feels washed out. Like, see here, we got some nice contrast with this image, but yeah, that's okay though, because I'm sure this looks just awesome in person. Yeah, I dig it. I like it. And I did have a little sneak peek at it too as well, because I know Ben posted it in our completed, I think it was our completed gallery you posted it, or was it the work in progress? Either way, he posted it on the Discord. So, you know, if you're with us on the Discord, you know, keep an eye out on those channels, because monkeys are posting stuff all the time, and, you know, I like it. And it's awesome. Good stuff. So thank you, Ben. I really didn't have any comments to say on it. I other than, you know, good job, and I like that it's consistent with your painting style. I honestly still think that, you know, I think you are ready to start moving on to practicing other techniques. You know, don't be afraid to try, you know, blending or glazing, or, you know, even layering the highlights. You know, it will take a bit of practice. Don't try and, you know, just do it on, you know, brand new models or anything like that. You know, use some of the older models, or, you know, maybe start off small, try it on, you know, the shoulder pad of something, or, you know, something along those lines, and just, you know, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. You know, practice a little bit, you know. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with what you're doing now. It's fantastic. Your dry brushing is really great. And I'm sure, because it's very comfortable, and how you can, you know, I'm sure you know where you can go with the model, and how, you know, where you're going to do with colors, and how you're going to apply them, and, you know, how to achieve the effects that you want to achieve. And yeah, I'm just encouraging that maybe you want to try some other things, you know, because, you know, wet blending is a really great way of achieving certain effects, and, you know, that you can still do with dry brushing, but, you know, just try. Where am I in these comments here? Swag Jerry Rice over on Twitch. He said he sent it. Oh, it's an email. The desert, your desert Valkyrie. Cool. You sent the email? Did you? Did you? Okay. I see a Valkyrie. Yes. Swag Jerry Rice. All right. We may get to it. We may get to it. Ooh, the next one's a good one. Next email's a good one. What time am I here? Oh yeah, we got time. We got time. Typically, I do this show for 2 hours, so not really sure when that started, but anyway. Ghost Starman Deluxe. I like the paint job on his dick. Basically, is what Kris just said. The little, I was going to say squat. He's not a squat. He's a steampunk dwarf. What is that metal part called that hangs? Because it's like a tabard, right? But it's not a tabard. It's not a loincloth because it's not cloth. It's armor. So what would it be? It's not loin armor. Is it loin armor? I don't know. Anyway. Jim White, good work on the painting. Yes, good work on the painting. Both Aaron and Ben. Ben, yeah. And Aaron, he's always getting better. Ben's getting better. Everybody's always getting better. And that's why I encourage everybody to send me pictures of your work. Because, you're going to say, hey, well, I sent a picture like 2 years ago. And here's what I'm painting now. And you can see the progress. And it's always great. And we're all on this journey together. We're all in this journey together. And, it's really fantastic. And, it's fun. I enjoy it. That's why I keep doing this show. Is because, I want to know how you guys are doing. Really. Raziel, going to have to raid my buddy Sigmar Bits for stuff like that myself. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Ben really knows what he's doing. Hecking good paint jobs. Hecking? Is that an expression? Hecking good paint jobs? Anyway. Nathaniel, is that a Legion of the Damned Space Marine? Yes. I would assume, because the color scheme is black with the flames and skulls, and yeah. I would assume it's Legion of the Damned. I'm sure that's what he said, but it was so long ago that, Anyway. Swag Jerry Rice. Did I get the right email? I sent it? Yeah, I got it. I got it, man. I got it. We're all good. I'm going to try and get to it today. Ghost Starman Deluxe. It said custom chapters, so it can't be Legion of the Damned. True. But, it's Legion of the Damned inspired. Yeah. But, yeah, the color scheme is pretty close to Legion of the Damned. Sure, there's not a bunch of skeleton bits all over it, and or painted bones and stuff. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what Ben said. I was listening, but I wasn't. Where am I? Nathaniel, didn't catch that. Oh, green stuff. There's a woman in my local meta, and all she does is base coats and then a dry brush, and her stuff looks great. Doesn't take much to get a good result. No, it does not. It does not. Dry brushing, I know like a lot of people out there are like, dry brushing is for noobs and blah, 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 No. Dry brushing is a very nuanced technique, and it's one of the easier techniques to start out with, but mastering it takes time, and when done to good effect, it's very effective, as we've seen with Ben's work. He's very effective with his dry brushing, and I think he's ready to, start incorporating different techniques to achieve his results, of course. But if he's happy with his results, then yeah, then keep going. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. Keep going. If you're happy with what you're doing, then keep doing it, right? Job was left not at Kris. When you're over here, what's the best way to follow what you're up to on social media? Well, most likely I'll be posting on Twitter, posting on Instagram, and I think the Discord, because I have Discord on my phone. And I think what I might do is I might do a channel on Discord, or if any of my moderators, either Twitchy or Grim, if you're listening to this right now, I don't know. I might do it at some point, because I was thinking of the other day, because when I know when a bunch of the monkeys were at the LVO, they were talking in Discord, and I was thinking I think we should have a separate channel for when we do meetups. And this doesn't have to be when I do stuff. This is whenever anybody who's on my Discord, are doing any kind of meetups, right? Anybody's traveling to another place, or even within the same country and going to a convention and want to, meet up, and you know what I mean? I think maybe I should make that channel so that we can do, it's just so that we can communicate, because Discord's a really great app, And yeah, so I think Discord will be a great way for us to communicate. I think what I will make a channel just for, I don't know, what should we call it? You should give me some ideas. What should we call that channel for monkey meetups kind of thing? Monkey meetups, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, I was thinking about creating that channel for the Discord. But yeah, I think that'll be the things. So if you don't have my social medias, go to waythebrush.com. It has all my social media stuff right in the middle there. It's the Instagram, Twitter, what else? Oh, Instagram, Twitter, and yeah, then Discord and Facebook. But you got it. Just go to waythebrush.com. That's just where that's the one-stop shop. Swag Jerry Rice. Any tips on the highlighting? I will look at it. I will talk about it when we get there. Go Starman Deluxe. Groin plate. Groin plate? Groin plate? Okay. Groin plate? I can go in. G squared. Are we back to ass capes? We might be. We might be. I mean, ass capes. we could be. Sweet Jerry Rice. I actually accidentally stumbled onto the stream one. So glad the Warhammer community is on Twitch. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've been doing this. Like I said, Way the Brush started on Twitch, or Justin TV, and then became Twitch. But you know, and then I didn't do Twitch for a long time, and I'm kind of playing catch up now with Twitch and the whole Twitch culture, because it's very different from YouTube. And actually, I like the culture of Twitch much more, so yeah, I think Twitch has a nice, I mean, sure, you're gonna get jerks and stuff like that on Twitch, but I mean, just the way everything kind of goes for streaming, because I do a lot of streaming, right? And yeah, not a lot really. I mean, this is once a week kind of thing, but anyway. Pyre Captain Daniel. Holy moly. Kris, late tuning in, but I finally remembered to send you an email of my completed Imperial Knight. Cool. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Monkey Meetups seems like a good name. Channel seems like it'd be useful. I think so. Right? Because, I mean, everything with the Discord, because everybody who's already part of Discord knows that, conversations end up traveling all over the place within the channel. It would be great if the meetup channel doesn't get clogged with a lot of conversation that has nothing to do with people meeting up, because when people were talking in the general and they were talking about, like when they were at the LVO and they were talking amongst each other, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, not that I didn't want them talking in the general, because generals, that's just that, right? It's just whatever. But I mean, being able to coordinate better so that, as they're having conversation, it doesn't get buried by other conversations people might be having, right? Whereas, it's the proper place to have that conversation versus, I think you guys get it, right? Rezio, what are your thoughts on Shadow Spear? I think it's cool. The new models look badass to me. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm excited for Abaddon, man. New Abaddon. I'm excited for that. And I don't even play Chaos. It's been a long time since I played Chaos. A long time. Nathaniel, Kris, maybe it's called plated jockstrap. It's a plated jockstrap, yeah. Could very well be. I have no idea. Dark Mission. Has anyone seen the huge 40k Trump Emperor vid? The one that was in Italy? It was the big paper mache or whatever the hell it was? Yeah. I checked it out. It's kind of cool. Green Stuff. What I miss. Had to go play with my doggos. A Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua. Soon I'll have puppies from my two doggos. They're going to be so cute. A Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua? You're gonna mix those two? Okay. I can imagine they're gonna be cute, sure. I don't know, what are you gonna call them? Shitwalla? Chi shit? I don't know. Shit's a Chizu? Oh man. Ghost Starman Deluxe. The trade swap channel doesn't get too clogged. Hopefully the new one will be the same. Well, that's the thing, right? The trade swap, right? I mean, you know, we're talking about trading and swapping, right? So, yeah, we post as needed, right? But that's the place where we have the conversation. And so, with the Monkey Meetup channel, I think, you know, when we're meeting up, and you know what I mean. And so, yeah, I think it's a good place to kind of have that kind of conversation, right? So, it's just trying to keep it kind of somewhat orderly. I realize that, you know, trying to coordinate the monkeys is like, you know, trying to, you know, herd cats together. I mean, you know, it's like trying to stack marbles, you know. I realize it's chaotic at best. But that's fine. I'm fine with the chaos, because, you know, it wouldn't be the monkeys if it wasn't chaotic and half-assed. Swag Jerry Rice. They need to make a fixed cannon tank for guard like the SU-122. Well, they kind of did. Forge World did the one. It was a Lehman Russ chassis, and it had the big cannon in the body. I mean, you know, there's the other one. The what is it? The Valdor. It's kind of a longer kind of Lehman Russ type hull, and it's got the big discombobulator laser on it. You know, they kind of have it. John J. LOL. I wanted a Rottweiler, and I ended up with a Peekaboo. I got a mutt. Mine's a mutt. But she's damn loyal, and she's pretty smart. My dog before her, though, she was, and I prefer females, much better dogs. Males are just too damn dumb. Females are much more intelligent. And my previous dog before this mutt, she was a half wolf, half shepherd mix. She was the smartest damn dog ever. Great dog. Very loyal. I felt very safe with her in my home, and, you know, around my children. My children were just small when we had her. We actually had her before we started the family. She was the beginning of the family, really. Anyway. Raziel. I'm rehabbing some... Rehabbing? You're rehabbing, okay. Some Necron destroyers at the moment, and I may need to add a plated jockstrap to the Destroyer Lord. Gonna hide the previous owner's crimes. Swag Jerry Rice. Oh, they need a forged world. Did you mean to say forged world? Forged World store in Canada. Forged World. I don't know if you meant that or not, but anyway. A Forge World store in Canada? Yeah, they definitely. I mean, Forge World definitely should be, because I mean it's part of the game, right? And the rules for Forge World stuff is official, you know, rules in the games, right? In the main core games. And so, yeah, I don't know why Forge World isn't just part of Games Workshop stores. Like Forge World should be sold within, you know, Games Workshop stores, right? I mean, I haven't been in a Games Workshop in a while. I don't know if Forge World is part of, you know, the stores, but yeah. Oh man, I'm going to Warhammer World, and Forge World's gonna be there. Oh, I just realized that. Damn. Ghost Terminator Deluxe. Which of your dogs was the one you accidentally got drunk? Did I tell that story? Shit. That was my current pooch. Yeah, I stopped that. When I did that, I was like, oh shit. I was so damn. At first, I was kind of worried to tell my wife too, because I was like, oh shit, you know, I broke her dog. Oh no, I broke her dog. I was like, oh no, her dog. Oh no, I broke her. Oh no. Enforcer 357. Damn, didn't think I'd be back in time for the sweet I'm back monkey. For this sweet I'm back monkeys. Welcome, Clayton Tate. Meow. Clayton Tate. Haven't read that name in a bit. Welcome back, Clayton Tate. Nathaniel, my dog's a European village dog. DNA test results show she's very close to a wolf dog mix. Looks the part. European village dog. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. What does that look like? Because like mine, she's a mutt, which is she's basically like a shepherd husky. I think some lab in there. You know what I mean? Like she's a proper mutt. She's just, you know. But her color patterning, and she gets mistaken for this all the time whenever, you know, we're out in public and stuff. She looks like a Burmese. Her color patterning looks like a Burmese, and which is kind of hilarious. That, you know, I don't know, like somewhere down the line, is that how they came about the Burmese? Was, you know, this shepherd husky mixture, like, you know, because yeah, her color patterning looks like a Burmese. She gets confused as for people ask, oh, is she Burmese? So, no, she's a mutt. We know she's a mutt because she's a mutt. I know. Reziel, seriously, I might have to send pics to the show. This Lord's Undercarriage is a horror show, and I need to mount the model when it's visible. I already considered a taint plate. Taint plate? Taint plate. Oh my god. Great stuff. My meta's rule about Forge World Mini is if you have them, you can only field as much points worth as your opponent. The exception is Blood Bowl and big guys, star players. I mean, Forge World is part of the game. It's official. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, if you want to take Forge World models. Now, unfortunately, the way Forge World, the way they've been writing their rules for their models, especially like the Eldar side of things, I mean, we're getting the shaft big time. You know what I mean? Like, arbitrarily just doubling points on units. Like, it's just complete BS. I don't know why they're doing that. Find your joy and paint again. Paint again. Let the paint flow through you. Dark Commission. Coming to Netflix. Breaking Dog. Nathaniel, Kris, you can check them out at the link. Okay, cool. You know what? Maybe I'll check it out right now. I normally don't like doing this. Dog DNA test. Oh. Little pooch. Cool. Pooch pooch. Okay, yeah. He looks like a dingo is what he looks like. Dingoes being wild dogs, right? Pirate Captain Daniel, Forge World will be brill. When you visit Kris, you end up spending more as they have all the models on display in the shop. I fell into the trap many times. Yeah. But then I think, why would I buy a Warlord other than to paint up the son of a gun? You know what I mean? But I don't play Imperial. I'd rather get a Phantom Titan, you know? Because then I could, you know, and I like the new Phantom Titan. I mean, it's nice. I have the Armor Cast one, but, you know, the Forge World one's pretty too. Kevin Cabal, the Thunderhawk is insane. Do it. I don't want a Thunderhawk. I mean, like, again, why would I buy a Thunderhawk? I already have a Vampire, which is like the Eldar Thunderhawk, right? But yeah, I wouldn't do it. Dark Commission. I wouldn't do a dog DNA test in case it turned out to be related. Turned out to be related to your dog. Clayton Tate, Kris, have you seen Kingdom on Netflix? It's a zombie show set in medieval Korea. No, I have not. But yeah, well, maybe I have to check it out. Green stuff. Through point of the meta rule is to keep that special rule access from Forge World stuff. I personally don't mind, but some of my meta have complained about those who field only Forge World, so it keeps it to a reasonable level, you know? Sure, but I mean, it's part of the game, right? Like, even when people pose limits, because I mean, like, your local meta, I mean, is just that. It's the local meta. I mean, it's house rules, right? And you know what I mean? And you play by a certain convention, of course. Sure. And when in Rome, you know, people come in and play by your rules, and you know what I mean? But I mean, like, for the most part, I mean, like, you know, really the point of that is to keep the jackassery down to, you know, to certain manageable levels that people aren't, you know, power gaming all the time. Because there's going to be, whatever meta, you know, wherever you are, there's always going to be power gamers. And, you know, you try and keep that to a minimum. But also, too, I mean, like, those kind of people should also be kind of shunned. Like, you know, if you want them to correct that behavior, shun them. Don't let them play. Don't play against them. And openly shame them. You know? Say, hey, you're being a jerk. You know? Don't take this. Play this way. You know what I mean? Like, they'll argue, though, that, you know, that's part of the game. And, you know what I mean? Like, and they're right. But, you know, if you don't want to play against them, then don't play them. Don't play them. Don't play games with them. That's basically the best way to go about it. Just don't play them. And if everybody else in the meta is in agreement that that person power games and are no fun to play, then whenever they want to play games, don't play them. Say, no, I don't want to play. No, because you're a pain in the ass. You know? They'll get the point. Either they'll stop playing or, you know, move on to something else, or they'll change their behavior. And, you know, because again, I've known people who were into wargaming and then switched over to cards and stuff like that. And, you know, they were jerks in this hobby. And sometimes people are just jerks. Don't play them. Just don't play them. You know? Simple as that. And then when you guys do like local tournaments, stuff like that, say, hey, you know what I mean? Like, no. Or, you know, just change the rules so that, you know, it doesn't allow for those certain kind of things, right? Either way, you get my point. Clayton Tate, also you have a fluffy on your stash. Do I have a fluffy on my stash? Do I? Let me see. I can look at myself. No, I don't have fluffy. It's the way the light's playing on my mustache, probably. It's my wax. I usually just, you know. Anyway, man, it's warm in here. I'm basting. Reziel, shun them, shame them. Yeah, not so harshly, because, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you know, it's not right. But I mean, like, realistically, you know, like, if that person, you want to incorporate them. And I mean, like, and if they could be an all-round nice person, right? But the way they play is kind of, you know, douchey, right? And I mean, again, it's situational. I'm just saying, though, you know, if they're the one thing that kind of takes the fun out of the game, then let them know you're taking the fun out of the game. Like, why do you do this? Like, you know, and get to the root of it. You know what I mean? And help them understand, like, you know what? Nobody wants to play with you because you're being a tool. I mean, you know, just, you know, work it out. Work it out. You got to talk, right? You know, and talking behind their back doesn't really solve anything. Address it with them. You know what I mean? Talk with them. Like, you know, why are you doing this kind of thing? Like, you know. But then again, you know, some people are just asses. You know what I mean? And just don't play with them. Just don't play with them. Ebb and flow. Just introducing math in a slumber session is a nightmare enough. Dark Mission, nail them to the door and burn them. Burn them at the stake and fail. Swag Jerry Rice, shin them. What is this, an Amish village? Shin them? Shame them? Well, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Address it. You know? Because everybody wants to play this game and have fun, right? Sometimes, yeah, I mean, you know, people, you know, are just going to be generally a douche about things, and you don't want to play with them. Then don't play with them. That's all I'm really saying, I guess. I mean, you know, you don't have to nail them to a door or anything like that. I mean, you know, it's kind of extreme. But, I mean, kind of, you know, also, too, I mean, like, you know, the game, you know, the models in the game, I mean, like, you know, Forge World, as far as, you know what I mean, like, is part of the game. It's part of the game. And some people like to min-max things and stuff like that, and that's part of the hobby that they like. Do you agree with it? No. Part of the game. So, you know, you got to find a balance somewhere. And I think oftentimes with those kind of things, you know, people, especially in pick up and play kind of games, should do more scenarios or more, you know, other kind of missions, stuff like that. And if they don't want to play that way, then don't play them. Pretty simple, right? Because oftentimes those doing narrative scenarios and stuff like that often mitigate against that kind of power gamey type of stuff. Because it messes with their, you know, and also too, your local meta. Keep the meta changing. Keep it changing. Keep it fresh. Keep alternating things, and you know what I mean? And, you know, playing more scenarios, or, you know, switch it up to more like tournament rules or narrative play, or, you know what I mean? Like, don't keep playing the same way, because then, yeah, then the meta becomes very stagnant, and then, you know, yeah, you see this power gaminess, you know what I mean? But if you keep changing things around, it messes with those people, and, you know, just keep changing things up. Just keep changing things up. Green stuff. The problem is the guy who does bring all Forge World also brings the drinks and food to games. He's a real nice guy, and he's not a jerk about it either, so it's a tough situation. How do you say no to a genuinely nice guy? He even will lend you some of his Forge World to make it even, but there are those who want to play just vanilla. Again, change it up. You know what I mean? Change it up. You know? And I mean, like I said, like, if he's genuinely a nice guy and stuff like that, then yeah, then, I mean, like, then why is it that you have this stigma towards the Forge World stuff? Because I know for the longest time, Forge World stuff has had this stigma that Forge World stuff is overpowered. That hasn't been true for a long time. You know, it's just outside the norm, but it's part of the game now. You know, Forge World is official rules. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a deal with it kind of thing, but I mean, you know, it's part of the game. Some view it as, you know, paying to win kind of thing, and sometimes it's true because it's outside the norm. It's outside the norm, and it's, you know, but I mean, some collectors, they want to play Death Corp or Krieg. Death Corp or Krieg. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, why should that person be excluded, right? But if they're really douchey about it, then yeah, you know. But I mean, if you have a bias against Forge, then it's unfounded because it's just that's a personal bias. It's not founded on anything. It's just anecdotal at best, right? So really examine why you have these things going on within your meta, and of course, changing up the meta, you know, breaks up vanilla, because I can't stand vanilla sometimes, but sometimes I do want vanilla. Sometimes, you know, it's stagnant. So yeah. Disco Duke, decision made, Kris. I'm gonna come over to see you at Warhammer World either Friday or Sunday. Sunday works for me. Sunday, I think it would be best. Dark Commission, imagine highlighting your mini with someone else comes along and says it's covered in fluff. That's covered in fluff. Floof. Rezio, what's that on your hobby table back there? Kris, I don't recognize that white gray prime stuff. This is not primed. This is Creature Caster. It's a model I'm working on. I'm gonna try and get it done for Adepticon. And then, of course, this model over here is what we're working on in the patron paint-along, which we haven't done in a bit. We've still got to get to, but nobody's been bugging me about it, so I don't know if everybody's been busy or what. So, again, you know. And then, of course, the yellows of my Blood Bowl team that I'm still working on. Anyway, let's do another email. Holy crap, it's almost 2 o'clock. Man, I am sweating like mad right now. Yeah, let's do another email. If you got headphones on, turn them up or down, because here it comes. Email time. Email time. This one is from Richard Styles. Richard? Let's just say Richard. Hi, Kris. Richard here, aka the voice of the Emperor. Oh, voice of the Emperor. Okay. Been working on my Death Guard lately and just finished up my Plague Burst Crawler. The green was created by base coating and bone, covered with old Citadel green ink. I'd appreciate any feedback you can give. Thanks. Okay, so let's have a look at his paint job. I like it. It looks good. The old school ink, very nice. If you wanted to turn that old school ink and have it act similar to how newer Citadel shade washes work, simply add some Liquitex Flow Aid into it. Just a drop or two will help it. Anything to break that surface tension really is what it is. Because I know like the older inks don't have that property. They just flow uniformly. Do be mindful of, you know, where you're leaving your brush strokes, because you get some heavy points. I'm looking kind of like at that green in the middle of the cannon, and you can kind of see where, you know, the shade wash kind of comes in, starts to hang downwards. You can kind of see it's kind of heavy over where like the gear bits in the middle get kind of like there. I mean, sometimes if you want that different kind of tones occurring, you know, you can do it deliberately, but otherwise, you know, because I think you end up doing that kind of thing, especially when you're trying to get it to cling around like the bolt heads and stuff like that, and you know, you should be mindful of it. Otherwise, I like the tone. I like it. It looks good. It's very Nurgly. And the fun part about Nurgle paint jobs, of course, is the fact that you don't always have to be very clean with it. You can actually be very kind of quite slapdash with your paint. And that just adds to the effect with Nurgle orcs, you know, stuff like that. You know, you can be very haphazard with your technique. Ooh, I like the skulls in the front there. That looks good. Nice and contrasty. I think on the green, like, I like the overall tone of it all. It's very clean, actually, despite the green kind of having that varying tone within its surface. I think like having, you know, runs, you know, coming down the surface and stuff like that. Like, you know, like we get these little pock marks in the surface, having like kind of like almost like rust coming out of those holes, the corrosion and such. Or it could even be bile or pus coming out of those little pock marks. Oxidizing the brass, you know, having that verdigris kind of effect, you know, around the bolt heads like in the dozer, and, you know, the big spikes on the shoulder kind of areas, you know, that kind of stuff, corroding it up. Just some ideas just to create some color variation, you know, if that feels like something you want to do. I mean, it looks fine as is. Nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with it. Well, I see it looks like you added the green to the metal as well, the brass, or the dark gold, whatever it is. Adding rust into the tracks, or even dirtying up the tracks and the wheels, you know. That dozer blade, though, is nice. It looks cool. That's really cool. Does it come that way with all those skulls, or did you add all them skulls in there? Is that stock, or is that an add-on? But either way, it's all really good work. I like it. Again, with the shade wash over the armor, really good tone. I'm sure in person that is really, really bright and has a lot of color variation and such. I think that's really, really cool. Thank you, Richard, for sending that in. Or Voice of the Emperor. Thank you for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Really, really cool. Let's do another email really quickly here. This one is from Ben. Hello, Monkey Lord. Here is this week's offering. Another small squad of my homebrew chapter. Kind regards, Ben. Let's have a look. This, whoop, wrong thing. Here we go. It would have been embarrassing if I was picking my nose at the same time I switched that camera and made the wrong thing. Anyway. Yeah, it's very Legion of the Damned. I mean, like, he doesn't have all the elements in there, but yeah, I like that the big skull head underneath. That's cool. Yeah, because Legion of the Damned doesn't have gold. It's a pure black and flame with the bone colors, whereas he's got gold in his. So yeah, it's very cool. I like that little skull though. That was cool. Very good stuff, man. I digs it. And of course, Ben has been posting in the Discord. He's been posting in the completed and work in progress sections. And so, yeah. Very, very cool. That was Ben. I'm sorry, I was reading the email. I was like, this is from Dark Commission. I was like, oh, I think that might be more of a private message. Anyway, over to the comments. Anything else really quickly in here? Rezio, no, Kris, the skulls are extra. The GW skull box, about $30 too. So it's not a cheap edition. Cool. Wow. Jabba's Left Nut. Is Kris talking about Rusty Hole? Rusty Hole. Blake D. The greens are great, but need a bit of work to punch up up a step. Great choice of colors, though. Yeah. Like I'd feel this as tabletop, but it'd feel a bit more work and its display quality. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I don't think he was going for display quality. I think that's, tabletop. Of course, too, throwing those skulls on though, like if it's that box of skulls, yeah, that's kind of pricey. Jabba's Left Nut. I've just built one of them and followed the instructions, but I think the tracks are on the back to front. What do you think? I don't know. I mean, for the plague vehicle? I don't know. I'm not that familiar with that tank because I haven't played with these newer Nurgle models and stuff like that. Yeah, that was that email. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna get to one more because yeah, we're 10 minutes after here already. And this one is from Swag Jerry Rice. This is his Valkyrie he's telling us about. He's over on the Twitch side of things. And so it's a very nice, clean job. Interesting symbol on the wing pattern there. The edge highlighting and shade wash. Very effective. You know, it's a pretty clean style. I think with your edging, with the lining, I think, you know, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I think if you thin your colors down just a hair and, you know, draw your brush to a nice fine point, take your time to draw those lines across, you know, get nice and comfortable as you work your way around, you know, especially on those faceted edges, you know, using the side of the bristles often will give you a nice, will yield a nice clean result rather than trying to draw a point straight down kind of thing, you know. I know like on the designs of the wings or the panel lines on the wings, you know, oftentimes you use the tip of the brush, whereas like the facets on edges and stuff, you know, you can just use the sides of the bristles. I mean, that's a close-up examination. I mean, if you have a whole bunch of these on the tabletop like this, I think it looks really good. I think it could probably, I mean, like, it feels very natural. It feels a bit, like, you know, like a bit realistic, you know, a bit of a modern kind of color scheme. And maybe you want to go for something like that in the future as well. You know, kind of going for like a Mopat kind of desert kind of camo, digital camo kind of look on some of the things. But if you're looking to punch things up hair, I think some weathering, exhaust fumes along the back end and the intakes, you know, stuff like that, you know, that kind of stuff. Chipped edges, you know, giving it, you know, some of that personality, you know, that has been through battles and, you know, because I mean, like, it has a very nice, clean aesthetic to it. But I think the next phase you might want to go is to a little bit of weathering, you know. I think would really kind of punch it up and allow you to do some interesting things and also introduce a bit of color as well. It looks like you painted the canopies, which, you know, I mean, a lot of people do. And, you know, I mean, like, you know, for air vehicles and stuff like that, often I like to do is paint the inside of the canopy. Like, if I wasn't going to do like the crew, if I wasn't going to bother painting it and I was going to do an opaque, I like gold because I like the stealth fighters, you know, like the F-117. It looks like a gold comes back when you're looking at the canopy. And I often like to paint the interior so that the glass is still kind of shiny, but there's an opaque color on the inside, and, you know, I like doing that. But either way, really good stuff. Thank you for sending that in, Jerry. Really cool. Really nice work. Nice and clean. Again, you know, look good, man. Looks good. Send more. Send me more pics of your armies. And that goes for everybody. Send me more. I think we're going to end her there. I know, Dan, you just sent me an email, but I don't think we're going to get to it today. We'll save it for next week. And, of course, everybody else, keep sending those emails. This show lives and breathes on your emails, you know, even though it could be just 2 hours of me just talking to you guys and talking crazy crap. But, yeah. So, I want to thank you guys. If you need help with your color scheme, you want to show off what you're working on, you know, send your questions and emails to Kris at Mini Wargaming. It's in the description below. You know, man, I'm blanking out here. I need a little bit more coffee, I think. Man, I'm warm. So send your emails to Kris at miniwargaming.com. Of course, it's in the description below. Of course, also in the description below is a link to wayofthebrush.com. It's the central hub of all this silliness. Has the links to all the social media, as well as links to purchasing shirts. Want to help the cause? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. So, and of course, everybody who's purchased a shirt, send me a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. And, you know, waythebrush.com also has links for all the social medias, the Instagram, Twitter, and Discord, Facebook. Discord has been fantastic. We've been, you know, talking there all the time. And so join us on the Discord. And, you know, of course, if you want to get in touch with other monkeys around the world, we're all on there, by all means. And I think, again, we'll add another channel for when we have monkey meetups and we're at conventions and, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a fun thing. We're going to add that, I think. And, of course, if the boys have already added it to the server, then great. If not, I will add it later. Waythebrush.com also has links for the patron support. Big thank you for all my patrons out there. You know, without your support, you know, a lot of the upgrades and things like that, just, you know, making this show all the better. I only ever charge for episodes of Way the Brush, so I only ever do 3 or 4 of these a month. So if you're considering patron support, that's what I charge. Yeah, whatever you want to contribute, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, of course, I also do other videos as well. I do Just the Tip, which is kind of like the quick tips, but not. And of course, I have 2 more in the bank actually to post. So yeah. And of course, the Patreon paint along. We've been working on that. And again, you know, just my little way of saying thank you for all the patrons out there. So again, big thank you. And of course, a big thank you to Guy Muir Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out. Give him a like and, you know, watch his vids. They're fun. If you like yourself some beer and you like yourself some Blood Bowl, big thank you to him for creating the email jingles that we plays before the email segments. You know, again, just awesome stuff. And of course, big thank you to my brother as well, Evan, for creating my intro music, previous and this current iteration. And yeah, I forgot to give him a thank you at the beginning of the show too. I'm a bad brother, I know. Such a jerk. Such a jerk. Did we get through all our usual stuff? I think so, right? I think we're done. Again, keep those emails rolling in, people. Like I said, this show lives and breathes on your emails. If it wasn't for your emails, I wouldn't bother doing a show if you guys didn't need help or just want to show off what you're working on. And so, yeah. Thank you, guys. Speedy over on Twitch. Hello. Context on the title? Context on the title is at the beginning of the episode, so click back to the beginning and that'll give you the context for the silliness. This show titles, I don't name the show. I leave that to you, the monkeys. So and of course, everybody in the UK, I'm going to be in the UK this weekend. So yes, so there won't be a Way the Brush this weekend, this coming weekend of the 23rd, because I'll be in the United Kingdom. And but for all you United Kingdom natives, let's meet up at Warhammer World. You know, let's crash the party. Let's see how many monkeys we can cram into a Warhammer World. How many monkeys can we cram into a Warhammer World? It's going to be an invasion. It's an invasion of monkeys. Well, it can't be an invasion of monkeys because you guys are already there. So, right? Because technically you guys are the natives and I'm a visitor. I'm an import. I'm an import. So I will see you guys later. Yeah, I think that's it, right? We're done. Yeah, I got to go get something to eat. I think that's what it is. I got to get something to eat. I'll be on Discord in a bit. We usually jump over to Discord after the show as kind of a post-show and thing. And so join us on Discord. Discord has been the biggest fun, I think. Anyway, I said that already. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys later. Not next week because I'll be in the UK. But after that. Maybe I'll film something Way the Brush-esque while I'm in the UK. I don't know. Bring in my camera. I'm going to do some filming. I'm going to take some pictures. Again, if you guys follow me on Twitter, Instagram, I'll be posting stuff. And, of course, the Discord. The Discord's a big one because I'm going to coordinate with the monkeys on that one. So, yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going to go get something to eat. Yeah, I only had cornflakes this morning. That's probably why I'm burning up right now. It's because I need some sustenance. Some sustenance. Oh, somebody's joining us on Discord. Oh, Green Stuff. There we go. Green Stuff's joining us on Discord. So, yeah. Join us on Discord. It's where the party's at. Reziel's already saying welcome. Look at that. Anyway, here we go. Let's get out of here.